ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੁਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਗਾਤ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਇਕ ਅਦਤੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵਾ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਅੰਗਦ ਦੇਵਾ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਗੁਰ ਅਮਰ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਕਰਤਾ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਗੁਰਬਾਰੇ ਪੁਰਖ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਰਜਨ ਸੁਖਦਾਨੀ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਹਰਿ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਗੁਣ ਖਾਨੀ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਇ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਜੁਨੀ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਰਾਏ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਸਵੇਂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਗੁਰ ਗਿਆਨ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਬੰਧਨ ਭਗਵਾਨਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਕਲਯੁਗ ਭਇਓ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪਮਾਨ 10 ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਇਹੋ ਰੂਪ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਜੀ ਜਾਨ ਪੂਰਨ ਦੇਖਿਓ ਆਤਮਾ ਦੁਆਤੈ ਸਰਵਨਵਾਰ ਭੈ ਸੰਤ ਮਨ ਸੰਤੈ ਤਿਨ ਪਤ ਨਮੋ ਹਮਾਰ ਮੁਖ ਉਚਰੇ ਸ਼ਸਤਰ ਖਟ ਪੈਂਗਰਨ ਛਰ ਜਾਏ ਅੰਦਰ ਲਿਖੇ ਬਦਰੋਸ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ कहा बुध प्रभु तुझ हमारी बन सके महिमा जो तहारी हम न सकत कर से तुम्हारी आप ले हो तुम कथा सदारी सो कहो टल गुरु सेविया अहनिस सहज सुभाए दर्शन परसिया गुरु के जन्म मरण दुख जाए दर्शन परसिया गुरु के जन्म मरण दुख जाए वाहिगुरु
सतनाम श्री वाहिगुरु साहिब जी साचा साहिब साच नाय आख्या पाऊ अपार आखै मंगै दे दात करे दातार फेर के अगे रखिए जित सै दरबार मोह के बोलन बोलिए जित सुन तरे प्यार अमृत वेला सच नाऊ उड़ियाई विचार गर्मी आवे कपड़ा नदरी मुख द्वार नानक एवै जानिए सब आपे सचियार
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ We're continuing on with the Katha of the Sri Japji Sahib. We're on the fourth Pauri at the moment, and the last Katha we just went over the brief definitions of Sacha Sahib, Sajna, Pakya Pao Apar. Those are the definitions we went over and gave a couple of Sakhis of Sacha Sahib, where Sri Guru Har Gobind Ji is seen as the true Guru by Jahangir. And then we get this Akhiya in Pakya Paupar of Arvind and Pajata Lota Maruma in Bhagat Ramananji's life. We're going to continue on from here. This might be a bit rushed. We're trying to get the rest of the party in within this Katha. So apologies for any difficulties in hearing the definitions. But here, Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji still sat with the Siddhs. And the Siddhs said, look Maharaj, in the way that a king has a lot of people coming to beg from him, does the king have a lot of people begging at his door? And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji reply, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, he says, he goes, there are many who are begging for lives. There are many who are begging to be given a human life. There are many to be begging to be put in the cycle of rebirth and death. And there are those people who are begging, such as the deities, the demons, and the humans. They're all begging. They're begging for different things. They're begging from their mouths. They're begging from their hearts. They're begging through actions. They're begging for materialistic desires. They continue to beg. And Maharaj states, look, some of them are begging now and saying, God, please give us a chance to go back into a human life. We will continue, we will do merit, we will earn merit, we won't be doing sin, we'll have a good life, we'll do all these things. And they're just begging for an opportunity to come back as a human, because it's only through the human birth that a person can be liberated. And even the deities know this, and that's why they beg for a human life as well. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji gives this reply, and the Siddhs then say, okay Maharaj, if you're saying that, from what you're saying, that God has a lot of people begging at his door, then does God actually give them anything? You know, they might be begging all the time, but does God give these individuals anything that they require? And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continues,
Daat kare daatar.
They say, look, God is the one who provides everybody with everything. He gives people what they want according to what their heart's content and what they ask for. He gives them the four boons of Dharmartha, Moksha and Kamana. He gives them Brahmavidya, which is divine knowledge. He gives them liberation. He gives them everything that they require. And these are the gifts that are given by God. And the Siddhs again heard this, and they said, okay, Pasha, you've said that this is what's given, but in order to please God, what should be placed in front of him? What should be given as an offering in order to please God? And you see it through Sikh values, Sikh ways, Sanatan ways. They will put offerings in front of idols. We will put offerings in front of Sri Granth Sahib Ji at the Gurdwara. And here they're saying, well, how do we please him? And then the next couple of lines of Gurbani are actually the questions asked by the Siddhs. And the Siddhs ask,
Fir ke agge rakhiye jit se darbar.
And the Siddhs say, look, what should we place in front of the Satsangat, which is the Darbar? This is the court of the Guru, of the court of God. But what should we place within there? What should we place in the Satsangat? And the Siddhs continue.
Moh ke bolan boliye.
And what word should we say? What word should we utter at the time? We've put this offering down, but what should we say to God? And then the Siddhs again continue.
Jit sun tare pyar.
Said, what are the words that I should utter in order for God to become happy and pleased with what I've said and with the offering that's been given to them? And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji had these questions, and then they replied.
Amrit vela sachanao.
Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, look, an hour and a half prior to the dawn of the day, you should wake up from your sleep, you should have a wash, and you should recite the true name of God. You should repeat the true name of God. This is the offering that is accepted within the court of God. This is the offering that you can take with you. He goes, this is the only offering that pleases God. So for this reason, you should recite the name of God at this early hour, and it will keep you safe in this world and protect you in the next world. So that's what Guru Nanak gives us an answer for all these things. They say, Amrita Villa Sachanal. Now what we need to discuss is what is Amrita Villa, because here is one of the things that's mentioned of Amrita Villa. And they state here, they say, Amrita Villa is waking up in the final hours of night. In the final hours of night, if you are to wake up, this is considered the Amrita Villa. According to other Kathakars like Gyani Thakur Singh and people like that, they state that the door of the Dargah is open at that time, and it slowly closes as the day is opening, as the day is arriving. Now, I've never found that in a scriptural text or anything like that. And here, Sampardaic Gurbachan things you do not write about it, so it's not something I'm sure actually takes place. But I can't find any spiritual proof for it or any written proof for it. It might be something that people believe, but it isn't there. But there are different types of Amrita Villa. And one of the types of Amrita Villa is the human birth. Gurbani states, this is your opportunity to become one, with God. So out of the 8.4 million species, this is Amrita Villa. Your human birth is considered Amrita Villa. It always will be considered Amrita Villa because this is your chance. The deities are searching for a human birth so they can leave the position of deities and become one with God. And we are blessed with this opportunity, but we waste it. We will continue to waste it as well, unless you come into the acceptance of the will of God. The second type of Amrita Villa is the youthful child's age. So the early years of your life, when everything is just a game, there is no envy, there is no jealousy, there is no anger, there is no nothing. You just want to play in life. And it is within these young ages that you get bhagats like Dhruv and Prahlad gaining spiritual knowledge and acquiring God and propagating God within this life. And then, the other ones that are considered Amrita Villa is, one is the time of death. It's considered Amrita Villa because a person then crosses over this worldly ocean. Another one is old age is considered Amrita Villa. Why is old age considered Amrita Villa? Because you give up your links to this world, you become detached, you no longer are craving for the affection of another person, you're no longer sexually active, you're not looking at anything within this world. You realise that death is coming close, and you start to realize that you need to prepare for it. And the only way you prepare for it is through the name of God. So that is the fourth definition of Amrita Vela. The fifth definition of Amrita Vela is the age of Kaljug that we live in. Within the age of Kaljug, a person determines their own fate. With the other ages, you had to rely upon everybody within the countries, the land, or the family to be good and persistently good. If they committed a sin, then that sin fell on you as well. Within the age of Kaljug is Appe Bij Appe Hi Khao Nanak Hukmi Avuja. So the person reaps what they sow within this age, and only that. So this is considered Amrit Vela. The Satsangat is considered the Amrit Vela. Anytime you are sat within the Satsangat is an opportunity to learn from the Guru, to gain the name of God, to be in a place where the demons, nothing demonic can come in there. And it's a place where one can become one with God, one with the Guru. The next one is the actual remaining within the shelter of the Guru. Remaining within the shelter of the Guru is considered Amrit Vela. It is the ambrosial time, is the divine time. And then another example of Amrit Vela is the actual time that the person takes Amrit. Takes the Kandida Bhaktida Amrit for a Sikh. That is considered Amrit Vela. Pivo Pahol Khand. It says, in most texts it says Khanditar, but it's Pivo Pahol Khanditar Hoye Janam Sahela. Gurb Sangat Kinni Khalsa Manukhi Dehela. So here again, Manukhi Dehela. You need to understand that this is the opportunity as a human being to become one with God. And here it says Amrita Vela Sachanal. It is within Amrita Vela. So you got all these different types of Amrita Vela that you should recite the true name of God. And then Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continue.
Vadiyai Vichar.
Now this is the answer to the second question where they asked Moho ke bolan boliye, So Vadiyai Vichar is the question, the answer that's given to that. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji says the fame and the glory and the deliberation of Vaheguru is what you should be doing. These are the terms and these are the words that you should speak. And you can see that by example, because Guru Nanak Dev Ji went to Sachkhand. When they got to Sachkhand, they recited a Shabad from Sodar, and they recited a Shabad from Sri Rag, Koti Kot, they recited that Shabad, which is all in praise of God, about His fame, His glory. And here Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji state that Vadiyai Vichar, you want to go there, deliberate upon the greatness and the glory of Vaheguru. And only then, that is what you should say. Mohgebol and Waliya. This is the answer to that. You should always recite the praise and knowledge of God. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji have explained this based on the questions that are answered by the Siddhs. And then the Siddhs say to Maharaj, they say, okay, through karma, can a person gain Vaheguru? Through just committing karma, committing good deeds, can a person gain Vaheguru? And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji reply,
Karmi Ave Kapara.
They say, hey Siddhs, by doing just karmic actions, they say a person gains this human birth. They gain this human life. And then that kapara that they gain, Karmi Ave Kapara, that kapara that they gain is the propagation of this human birth. This is the result of good karmic actions, and it is through that way that a person gains what they desire as well. And the Siddhs then said, okay, but what about liberation? How does a person gain liberation? And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continues,
Nadri Mukh Dwar.
They say, look, it's simple as this. It's through the divine glimpse of the Guru that exalts an individual, that brings an individual liberation. It's through the divine glimpse of the Guru towards an individual. Once they have that divine glimpse upon them, they will gain liberation. They will gain that door to liberation. So these are the questions answered by Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, but the definitions for Karmi Ave Kapara and Nadri Mukh Dwar are the basic ones. So there are intrinsic ones, and the Guru continues.
Karmi Ave Kapara.
They say, look, that individual who commits Nishkam Karam, which is they commit actions in order to seek no reward, that person will gain the pure form of Vaheguru. They will gain the pure desiresless form of Waheguru. That is what they will gain. That is the kapra, that is the metaphorical sense or the robe that is given to them. And then Guru Nanak Dev Ji then continue.
Nadri Mukh Dwar.
Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji says it is through the grace of the Guru that a person gains liberation and realizes their illuminated, knowledgeable form. And then the Guru then continues.
Nanak eva janiye.
Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, look, just understand it through this way. And they continue.
Sab ape satyar.
You need to realize that God is within everybody, and He within everybody is the true form. He will always remain the true form. Once a person gains the true form, then they will remain that true form all of their life. And in this way, the Guru has given this discourse to the Siddhs to make them understand about gaining the discourse of God and gaining the form of God. And after hearing this, the Siddhs all then gain a sense of humility and paid their respects to Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And these are the first definitions of the fourth Pauri. And next time we'll continue on with the others. But for today, if we can close that up, please, Kamalpreet Singh.
Sacha Sahib Sach Nai Akhya Pau Apar Akhe Mange De Daat Kare Daatar Fir Ke Agge Rakhiye Jit Disse Darbar Moh Ke Bolan Boliye Jit Sun Tare Pyar Amrit Vela Sach Nau Vadiyai Vichar Karmi Ave Kapara Nadri Mukh Dwar Nanak eve janiye sab ape sachiar.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. He Gobind, He Gopal, He Dayal Lal, Prananath Anath Sakhe Deen Dard Nivar. He Samrat Agam Puran Mohe Meatar. Andhakupama Pehana Nanak Pare Utar. Aye Prabhu Saranagati Kirpane Dadayal. Ek Akhar Har Manavaste Nanak Utanehal. Ek Akhar Har Manavaste Nanak Utanehal. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.